everyone, it's me again, Ma'am Jen Jen. For today's lesson, let's talk about biotic and abiotic components as well as the ecological relationships. Here are the melts and the objectives of our lesson.
Differentiate biotic from abiotic components of an ecosystem. Describe the ecological relationship found in the ecosystem. Objectives: identify the components of the environment. Describe the difference between biotic and abiotic factors. Appreciate the importance of abiotic and biotic components in our life. Identify and describe the different types of ecological relationships. Explain why interaction is necessary for survival of organisms, and appreciate how God designed each organism for adaptation and survival.
So, are you ready to learn?
Yes!
To start our lesson, let's start what I know. Let us observe this picture and answer the following question. What are those living things you found in the picture? How about those non-living things? You answer it correct. On that picture, you have noticed the interaction between all living things and non-living things in the ecosystem. An ecosystem is an area where the organisms interact with one another as well as with the non-living part of the environment. An ecosystem can be huge, such as a large forest or a lake, or it can be small, such as a puddle of water. Ecosystem has two components, the biotic components and abiotic components. Let's talk first the biotic components. The word bio in biotic is from the Greek word bios, meaning having life. So it is referred to living things. Living things compose of plants, animals, fungi, and bacteria. They can be producers, consumer, or even decomposer. Let's proceed now to abiotic components. The word "a" in abiotic components means without, while bio means life. Therefore, abiotic means without life, and we are referring to those non-living things such as air, fire, sunlight, and many more. So now, let's try if you understand the two components. Let's answer what I learned. Let us observe this picture and answer the following question. What are those living things you found in the picture? How about those non-living things? Thank you so much. You are all correct. Since you understand the two components of ecosystem, let's now talk about the relationships of living things in the ecosystem. Living things search for food, shelter, and protection in the environment. Their interaction to each other may cause positive, negative, and even neutral effect. The relationships in the ecosystem, we call it ecological relationships or the symbiotic relationship. There are 5 types of relationship that exist in our ecosystem, namely mutualism, commensalism, parasitism, predation, and competition. Let's talk about first mutualism.
Mutualism is a biological interaction between organisms wherein both or all participating species benefits from each other.
Example of this is the sea anemone and the clownfish. The clownfish give nutrients to the sea anemone and give protection from predators, while the sea anemone gives protection and shelter.
Next, commensalism. It is a relationship between two organisms which one is benefits without affecting others in any ways.
The sample of commensalism is the tree and a bird. The bird benefited by having a shelter to live, while the tree is not affected in any ways.
Next, parasitism. It is a relationship between organisms which one gets the benefit while the other one is harmed.
The example of parasitism: the ticks in a body of a dog. The ticks get benefited by getting the nutrients from the body of the dog, while the dog didn't benefited. Instead, it getting harmed, meanwhile, the dog getting sick or later on will die.
Predation. It is a relationship which one organism eats another organism for survival.
The example of predation: the zebra and the lion. In this case, lion is being benefited, while the zebra will be eaten.
And lastly, competition. It occurs when members of more than one species compete for limited sources of foods.
Example of competition: there are two predators and one prey. They need to compete to each other because of the limited source of food. In this case, both organisms are involved. They are harmed or affected negatively. Thank you for listening, class. And that's the end of our discussion about ecological relationships. All of the interactions that are occurring in our environment are needed to maintain the balance of our ecosystem. So, till next episode, class. Bye!